That is a sexy looking wheel. Gonna have to translate that. Good morning, everyone. I have a new wheel. There's some Chinese or Japanese writing on it, which I'm going to translate for you. It's not, doesn't look like the original wheel that came with the bike, and it actually looks better. So I'm hoping it will outperform. So this is video 3 of 3 of my comeback, as they say. From this day forward for a while, because of a lack of recordings and the rainy spring weather that we have, I'm going to be releasing only one video per week for a while. I haven't decided if it's Saturday or Sunday, but it's most likely going to be on Sundays, allowing me to have the week to record everything and have Saturday to edit so that it's uploaded and ready for Sunday. Because I'm in the last stretch of my accounting studies program, and it's getting more intense, more heavier. It's already an intensive program that I took, so you can just imagine that the last few courses will be even more difficult. So I'm just gonna go see my mom today. I haven't seen her in a while, and when I did see her, it was more to go see my sister and her broken leg. So I'm going to actually spend time with my mom, chit-chatting about stuff. It's always good to talk to my mom about my future endeavors. She has a good objective feedback on things, so I'm going to let that happen with her. Nobody's crossing? Perfect. I've received a few comments on my first of 3 videos about sealants, putting a sealant inside my tire. I've heard about it, and I had not looked more into it than just hearing about it. But after my experience and a couple of recommendations from the commenters, I decided to do some research and also how to inject it, install it, however it's done. It's an investment that I'm going to make, because one of those bottles that's good for both wheels costs about $25. That's probably a US price, so let's say 30 Canadian dollars plus tax, which is not a lot compared to the cost of a wheel and the labor involved in it. It's $165 plus tax, so that comes up to 183 Canadian dollars that I paid for when I picked up my moped yesterday. So yeah, I'll look into it. I'll if I end up buying it and installing it or inserting it, whatever you call it, when you put some sealant inside your tires, I'll try to film it, because it's always good to see someone do it before you buy it, just to get an idea of what you're jumping into, see if you're not missing any extra pieces of equipment that is not mentioned on the product's website or product information. Don't know why my front tire's brake is squeaking. Hold on. That should help. I'm doing zigzags, not following my map to my mom's place, which is okay because it's different routes. Less boring for me, less boring for you. Actually, the less boring part comes from a YouTube video that I saw recently. Sergeant Wombat, I think the name was. He's an Australian. If I remember correctly, he has a koala as his icon. I'll put his channel's name in the description below. So this Sergeant Wombat, which I'll call until until I know better. So this YouTuber was asking the question, do you ever get bored riding? And he gave his take on it. And good tips and tricks, such as alternate your route. If you're used to taking a specific street to get somewhere, use a parallel street instead. As my comment on his YouTube video, I wrote, sometimes I fear that you, the viewers, would get bored with repetitive content on my channel. All 20 of you, as I only have 20 subscribers right now. Although I do get more views than 20. So, which is one of the reasons why I'm taking a different way, a different path, a different route, a different itinerary to get to the same places I've gone to before. Especially with the finer weather, there's no salt. They've cleaned up most of the roads, which is one of the reasons I got a puncture in the first place, was unclean roads post-winter. In my case, a piece of glass, which obviously comes from a beer bottle that was smashed on the ground, because that happens anywhere there's bars and whatnot, or drunk people outside. So when it comes to the content of my videos and the format and all that stuff, a long time ago, when I first started, I had these like 1 to 2 hour long videos, uncut, unedited, all that stuff. And obviously no one's gonna sit down and watch it all, except my mom. And since I've reduced the format, of course, there's been a slight increase in views, in retention, so how long people stay, how long you guys are watching the whole thing, or just skimming through it, or just watching the first minute and skipping to something else. So it's helped a lot to reduce the length of it. But I'm hoping that the format that I'm using now, which is talk a bit, put some music, talk a bit, put some music, I hope that's enjoyable. Let me know in the comments what you think about that format. See if I should change anything. If you have any suggestions as to what I should be talking about, or if you live in Montreal and you have an idea of where I should go, what you want me to, where you want me to drive to, that would be greatly appreciated. So, as has become usual for now, I'll tune myself out and I'll let you listen to some music and time warp the video a bit until I get further down and have something else to say. Oh, also, if you have any suggestions on kinds of music that you prefer, let me know. I do look for Creative Commons, copyright-free, royalty-free music, so nothing commercial. Or if you have your own tunes that you created and you want to have them on my channel, just send it to me, let me know. I'll figure out how to let you send it to me in a future video. So for now, just ignore what I just said. But let me know in the comments what kind of music you prefer. And I'll try to get that kind of music. That being said, enjoy the ride. So something else I wanted to talk about. I'm planning on buying a second battery for my moped, an extended range battery that can give me up to 115 kilometers. Of course, the 150 kilometers is a maximum if you're riding at 10 kilometers an hour. But I've made some calculations based on the current battery that I have. And the current battery has a maximum range of 85, but when I'm running in top speed in economy mode, I can do about 65, maybe 70 kilometers. Top speed being 30 kilometers an hour. So I've calculated that I could get about 85 kilometers at top speed in economy mode on the extended battery. So when I add both together, I could get something about 150 kilometers to get places. So, for example, my sister lives about 200 kilometers away from me. One of my sisters. Because I always talk about the one sister, but she lives nearby. The other sister lives in another city. So that if I wanted to go see her on this single battery, it would take me 3 or 4 days to get to somewhere that a car would do within a couple of hours. So if I get the extended range battery and I slow it down a bit, I could probably reach her, or almost reach her, within a day, or make it 2 days to play it safe. Which would be great. It would also allow me to do some road trips, which would be great content for the channel, I think. So, like, let's say I wanted to go from Montreal to Quebec City. It'll take me a few days to get there. I would stay in Quebec City for a day or two, and then make a few days to get back. So all in all, like a week-long trip to get to the nearest big city in the province. Just so other people understand, especially people from Europe, distances in Canada are not the same. The next major city, I'm talking big city, not smaller city or large towns, from Montreal to Quebec is like a 6-hour drive away at 100 kilometers an hour. So let's say, I don't know, 65 miles an hour. It's about 6 hours away. If you take the country of France, France fits 5 times in my province, the province of Quebec. The province of Quebec is one of 10 provinces and 3 territories in Canada. We're the second largest landmass after Russia. So going to the next town over is not an easy thing. From what I've seen people do like north-south of I'm not sure of the exact name, the UK island, the Great Britain island, the British island, whatever it is, the main island of the United Kingdom, Britain. And you can do it in a day. Well, that distance is about the distance from Montreal to the next big town. If I want to cross the entire country, it's something like 5,500 kilometers. That's a lot. It would take me a couple of months on this scooter to cross the country. And that's from East Coast to West Coast, but we have a third coast, which is the northern coast. As the Americans say, from coast to coast, or sea to shining sea. Us Canadians, we say from coast to coast to coast. 3 coasts. So yeah, the only problem with buying this extended battery is the fact that it costs 2/3 of the price of the scooter, of this moped. This moped cost me about $3,500, tax included, about $3,500. Half of that price is the standard battery. The rest is the actual frame of the scooter itself. So when you're buying an electric vehicle, you're mostly paying for the battery, not for the ride itself. That's why some electric cars remain expensive, because if you want your electric car to go 600, 700 kilometers, you need a large battery, and that means more money. So the extended range battery that I'm contemplating costs $2,250. $2.25K. 2,000 and a quarter, whatever you want to say it. $2,250 plus taxes. That's about $2,500. It's a big investment, but it would allow me to leave the city of Montreal on a whim. And if I bring the second battery with me, make it back. One of the regular commenters, he'll recognize himself in my comments, lives in Candiac as they say in English, and he's been begging me to cross the new Champlain Bridge and all that stuff. For me to make it there and back, I need to get there, recharge my battery for a few hours, and then ride back, or bring a second battery. So by having a second extended range battery, I could, without worrying about charge time and all that stuff, make it to Candiac and beyond, and come back within the same day, within the same afternoon. So let me know what you think. Have you ever contemplated a second battery? Do you have a second battery? Have you gone on road trips on a small electric vehicle? Whether it's a simple e-bike, electric scooter, electric moped, anything smaller than a car. Have you ever gone on a road trip of that kind? And here's something that I'll do for the first time. And it's gonna come out all broken because I've never done it before. And it's gonna get better as I release more videos. If you like this video, consider leaving me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this from my channel, consider subscribing. If you want to be notified with an annoying beep on your phone, consider hitting the notification bell. And if you think someone else would enjoy watching this, learning from this, or you just want to annoy someone with some sharing, consider sharing it with someone you know. It'll only help this channel grow and reach a wider audience. I thank everyone for their support so far, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. It's a new passion that I've discovered. Well, two passions actually, writing and making YouTube videos. I know I have a lot to learn, which is normal. I come with no training, with no intentions, actually. So everything I'm doing so far, most of it is new, unlearned, rough. But as I have noticed, and I hope you have noticed, it only gets better. What I say, how I edit, what I include, length of the video, all that stuff. So what's encouraging is when I see people leave a like, when I see people comment, it boosts my morale. It tells me, it gives me the kick in the behind to keep going. So help me out, would you? I know I'm riding on the sidewalk, and that shouldn't be allowed, but I'm bending the rules a bit, gray area. I am legally a bicycle, and I'm not going fast enough for this sudden traffic on this busy boulevard. And there was a large truck also in the way. So to let traffic pass, so it's both for my safety, the fluidity of traffic, to not be impeding anyone. That's why I took the sidewalk. If there was people on the sidewalk, I would not have gone on the sidewalk, but there wasn't nobody there for a while, so might as well take advantage of it. So anybody who's offended by the fact that I rode on the sidewalk for a while, I'm sorry. It happens. Now, as I approach my destination, I hope you enjoyed this ride. And this is the last of 3 parts, back to back to back. While riding, I have thought about it, and I will stick to Sundays for my video releases. So I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Goodbye.